Hi, I'm Dan, and welcome to Coffee Break Interviews, where I do quick, casual conversations to get to know some interesting people. Quick heads up, the audio's a bit echoey. Sorry about that. Working on improving the setup for next time. Today, we have Rohan, the founder of 11th Hour Coffee. So, Rohan, how did you get into specialty coffee roasting?
It just started more of a curiosity and really turned into an obsession really quick. Soon I realized with my love of coffee, it wasn't just keeping me awake. I really started getting into tasting it better, one note after the other. So I decided that I'm going to start learning how to roast to be in control of the process myself. And the coffee just started tasting even better the way I wanted it to taste. And I really just took that as an opportunity to showcase to all my friends, all my family members, everybody else who's a coffee lover, what complete potential of good coffee can look like.
When I got started in specialty coffee, I think the thing that really led me into it was to have other people brew specialty coffee because they knew exactly what to do and all that stuff. And when I started buying bags of coffee, I wasn't able to get the tasting notes exactly what was on the bag. Do you ever come across that? And is that really like a big deal to when you're making coffee? Is it something we're doing wrong?
So that's, I think, a very common question that everyone starts wondering. Okay, so the bag says jasmine, the bag says tea, orange, mellow gold, and I'm not tasting any of it. I think that's totally fair. It's very subjective. At the end of the day, it's not really a test per se. It's really what you're feeling in the moment. And there's so many variable factors that really come into the picture, right? So how are you feeling at that point? Have you eaten anything before consuming that coffee? How tired or how energized you are, and then how do you perceive different notes? So I think the tasting notes are more like a guide or more of a guardrail to really help you understand that this coffee might remind you of the different flavors that they've highlighted. At some point when I was getting started into this journey, it did become a little intimidating because if someone was tasting jasmine, I was probably tasting cinnamon. So it's really subjective. You really hone on that skill over time and start to build out your perception of that.
The way that I use the guides now, the way that I use the tasting notes, is sort of if it has a lot of fruit names, then I generally know, okay, I'm expecting more acidity, maybe a bit more sourness or more fruit flavors. I give myself a break in saying it must taste like orange, must taste like lychee, or whatever it is. And then once I set myself apart from that, I think I really just enjoy coffee just enjoy the coffee, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one thing to call out is that specialty coffee is not really a destination that you need to be at. It's more of the journey, right? How you enjoy it.
So I think that comes into the biggest question I have is when people come and buy your coffee or taste your coffee, what do you want them to feel?
I think that's a great question. And as we were really coming up with a brand name, I had the idea, or rather the intention, that anyone who's coming to 11th Hour Coffee, drinking our coffee, we just want them to have a moment. A moment that's maybe just a pause in a hectic day, maybe a simple moment of joy, something that really puts a smile on their face in that peak clarity of moment, which is the 11th hour. So that's why we named our brand 11th Hour, which is basically signifying your 11th hour and driving your 12th hour heroics. So at the end of the day, if it's just giving you a moment and you're able to smile, I think we've done our job.
What do you recommend that I get from 11th Hour Coffee?
That's a good question. I think the most familiar notes, anyone drinking coffee, they're basically searching for the chocolatey and the nutty notes in any coffee. So if you were to come to us at 11th Hour Coffee and you're just getting started with something in the specialty coffee domain, I would highly recommend that you look out for chocolatey, nutty notes, something that is not super dark roasted, something that is not very high on acidity on the lighter side. I would recommend the Costa Rica Double Washed. It's got notes of lemon, something citrusy, honey, dark chocolate, and a little bit of nutty. And it's a perfect medium roast, so you really don't need to spend a lot on your equipments. Even a simple machine as a drip coffee maker would just do wonders in highlighting the notes that sit on the beans.
And I guess if I don't have a grinder, you can just buy it ground.
Absolutely. So we do offer pre-ground coffee as well on our website. So you can choose between whole beans, medium coarse and fine grind, whatever suits the equipment that you have. But my general recommendation is that you definitely need to invest in a grinder. The science behind it is that within the first 15 minutes of grinding, the floral and the citrusy notes, they start evaporating. And then after 60 minutes, the second layer of the aromas, they start evaporating out. So what you're left with at the end of the day, after an hour of grinding, is just the base foundational notes. That doesn't really do justice. So if you are planning on having them pre-ground, make sure the bags are, they have a valve so that it's providing the opportunity to degas, and you just consume it as early as you can.
Yeah, I think I would agree with that. I think the best equipment I have, the whole set, is the grinder. And I paid a significant amount for it, I guess. It doesn't look that big as a hand grinder.
Love that, yeah.
But I think that really changed my perspective. Like, I think ground coffee is good, but it will become stale quicker. And so when I got into the hobby, I think that investing in the grinder was really useful for me. Everything else was great, but the grinder.
I agree with you. When I started into coffee, I was using a blade grinder. This was like 5 years back. And the first investment was getting a burr grinder, it can really range between as low as $80 on the market, a nice, decent conical burr grinder, to something very expensive that can really quickly scale up to like $500, $600, anything that's high end.
Oh, before we end the interview, I remember that you were showing me this really cool sort of portable coffee filter. Do you want to show in the interview?
For sure. So we're just weeks away from launching the Pocket Brew, as we love to call it. So if you don't have the fancy equipment, no grinder, no equipment, none of the fancy stuff, no weighing scale, you just need a Pocket Brew. What you need at the end of the day is just some hot water and a cup. So the way this works out is you have coffee already in this. You just hang it over your cup and then pour hot water thrice, and your drink is ready in less than 2 minutes. So that's what we call the Pocket Brew.
Yeah, so that's a serious part of the interview. We're going to get into some fun questions. So you ready?
Sounds good, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to get into, have you done would you rather questions? Would you rather this or that, basically? Are you ready?
Yeah,
all right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, yeah. So, would you rather a coffee that's always lukewarm, it's like room temperature, or a coffee that's always perfect temperature for 5 seconds only, and after that 5 seconds is extremely hot or extremely cold? So that's the two choices. Lukewarm or perfectly for 5 seconds.
I think I'll take up the perfect 5 seconds.
You're just going to down it?
Yep, pretty much.
I think I would too, honestly. Like, if it's delicious, whatever, let's just go. Would you rather only be able to drink coffee once a year, but it's made absolutely perfectly on that day? Or you can drink coffee every single day, but it's never quite what you want it to be?
That's a tough question. I don't think I can survive at this point just drinking coffee once a year, just because I need like 8 to 9 cups a day. That's what my usual consumption looks like. And the question that I get asked pretty often is that, how do you sleep? Like a baby. It's just something of a superpower that I hone. So definitely not going to happen, not going to work out with coffee once a year, irrespective of how perfectly it is made.
Okay, so this is survival then. This is just
survival, yeah.
But what about the taste? You can get a beautiful, perfect cup once a year.
Once a year? No, I don't think I can wait it out that long.
We wouldn't survive.
I wouldn't survive, exactly.
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm almost leaning towards once a year because, like, what if that perfect cup is like the life-changing cup, and I get to experience it once a year, like a birthday. Imagine every time it's your birthday, it's like a perfect coffee cup.
That's fair.
I'm leaning towards that a little bit.
So with me, it's like the first 4 cups are more survival based in the day, and the remaining 4 cups are more for the taste's sake. So let's just put it that way.
Okay. Last one. Would you rather always spill a little bit of your coffee whenever you take a sip of coffee, no matter what cup you're using, or always get coffee stains on your clothes no matter how hard you try?
Okay. I think I'd rather go by spilling it everywhere else but my clothes, just because I'm a little bit particular about that. Not that coffee stains don't really easily rub off, but it's just slightly easier to wipe it off than just like trying to get it off from your clothes.
I actually would go the opposite way because
you would?
Well, I sort of thought about this and I was like, why don't I designate clothes that I don't care about as coffee drinking clothes? So at work I would have an apron, or to have like a t-shirt that's like, I don't know, like coffee shirt. And then I would always have to wear that shirt whenever I'm drinking it. But then the spilling of a little bit, I think I would get annoyed after a while because then it would get on. I mean, could get on the table or whatever.
Putting things back into the equation,
Yeah.
having to change my shirt 10 times a day versus just wiping it off 10 times.
Yeah.
So, you know where I lie.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. So we're done with the Would You Rathers.
Amazing.
I'm going to ask you about your favorite things.
Okay,
Recommendations.
For sure. Yeah.
So we're here in Toronto. I don't think I ever mentioned that. We're here in the lovely home of Rohan. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for being here.
Can you give me 3 places where you found like really interesting coffee or tea drinks that you'd recommend?
For sure. So I'd say let's start with Toronto, just around my neighborhood in the downtown area. The first one would be within the Kensington Market. There's Film Cafe. They serve a really good butter coffee. It's just something when I'm feeling slightly different, I just venture by and I devour that coffee. Another one would be Tendine Cafe. They're just coming up with like so many different locations. The good thing about them is they keep switching out their inventory every month. It's a different roaster that they highlight. So I really enjoy their pour overs. And the third one would be, I think, the Roasted Nut. It's something very recently I have come across. I really enjoy their almond peanut butter latte. It's kind of sweet. It's like freshly grounded. I thoroughly devour and enjoy that drink. It's just something which is so out of routine because I have everything that I need at home for my daily stuff. But just when I'm feeling something different, these are the 3 places that I see myself being at.
Last question. What is your favorite way to brew coffee?
I don't think I can have one answer to that. And the reason behind that is just because I'm drinking 8 cups a day and I'm like, highlighting one brewing method each time. It's like, I'm doing justice to all of them.
Yeah.
I start my day with an espresso with a cappuccino on the espresso machine, and then I switch out to pour over, and then I also jump into AeroPress. But if you were to ask me which one would be my to-go, I think I'd lean more on pour over because it's a good balance across both the worlds. So like, between an AeroPress, a French press, and even in some cases, espresso-based drinks, I think pour over does complete justice, and you just have so much control over your recipe and over your coffee bean.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
So thanks so much, Rohan, for
Thank
taking
you.
a coffee break with me. Thank you all for listening.
Thanks,
and
everyone.
I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.